Hello and welcome to today's yoga question. I'm Lizzie Lasater, and joining us is Judith Hansen Lasater. Hi, Mama.
Hi, Lizzie.
Today I want to ask you to connect a sutra from Yoga Sutra of Patanjali with an experience we can have in our bodies. So if you can turn this rather theoretical, somewhat dry wisdom into a felt embodied experience.
Is that the challenge of the day?
That's the challenge of the day. I've got a series of these. We're going to do a couple of videos in a row. And today's sutra is about abhyasa and vairagyam. So that's one of your favorites. I wonder what connections you can draw for us. First, tell us about the sutra.
All right. The sutra is chapter 1, verse 12. And in it, Patanjali is telling us how we can attain the state of yoga. And we obtain the state of yoga according to this author, this writer, this philosopher, this doctor, this yogi, by balancing these two things. Abhyasa, let's all say it, abhyasa.
Abhyasa.
Yes, it's not abhyasa. It's A-B-H. Y-A-S-A, and the B-H in Sanskrit is actually one letter, so abhyasa.
Abhyasa.
Abhyasa. So abhyasa means determined effort. It means discipline. It means pointing yourself in a specific direction and going in that direction. And it could be said in the asana, which most of us practice, that it's the form. Even meditation has a form that we take. Mm-hmm. When we work with the body, we take a form. Literally, the body is a form. So we take a formal form, a specific delineated form. And the one I want to take with you today is Trikonasana, because it's so familiar to people. And abhyasa means this form, this shape. And vairagya, its opposite means supreme detachment, letting go, allowing, evoking, receiving. And my most favorite example of this is if you want a river, you need two things. You need a bank and you need a flow. Mm-hmm. So the bank is abhyasa and the flow is vairagya. And if you only have the banks, you have a dry gulch. And our practice can become very dry if we're just concerned with the form, with the alignment, with the holding, with the counting, all of that from our brain. Vairagya means the flow. But if we only have a flow with no banks, we have a marsh and we get bogged down. So we need the balance of them both. And I'd like you, if you would, to get on your mat so we can have some images or ideas or languaging about how to balance abhyasa, vairagyam, and Trikonasana.
Yes. One of the reasons I love this sutra so much and this concept is because it's difficult for so many of us. One of the things you like to say, Mom, is I know you can do more, but the question is, can you do less? So I think many of us are so familiar with the abhyasa part of life. And I love the idea of cultivating more vairagya. So okay.
Let me say one more thing. Let me say one more thing about abhyasa. Abhyasa is not struggle. It doesn't mean we struggle in the pose. It means we take the form and we stay and we observe what arises. But that's done with the gentleness of vairagya, with a softness. It's not done with force and discipline are not the same thing. Force is coercion of the body. It's not the seduction of the body, inviting it into pose. Like you get into a cool pool, bit by bit. It's inviting the pose as well as making the pose.
Okay, so those of you who are watching, I suggest, honestly, that you pause right now and get a mat so you can actually do the pose with me as Mom talks us through it. I'll take off my mala, so I'm ready to go. How do you want me to start?
Trikonasana to the left so we can see you, although traditionally it's always to the right, but this helps us. So turn your back toes in a little bit and turn your front toes out a tiny bit. So that helps the whole leg become strong. Now, what we're going to do in this pose is we're going to we're going to do it twice, and I'm going to give you 2 ideas to work with. So put your arms out. Now, the most important direction in Trikonasana of the movement is not out through the arms to the side. No, that's not where that movement. That's not where your focus is. That's your secondary focus. The real focus in Trikonasana is down through the legs. So feel your legs. Yes, down through the legs. Feel the legs strong and active. And imagine now on your back foot, right in front of the heel, on the sole of the foot, right where you can't see it because you're standing on it, but right at the front part of your heel, grow roots into the ground.
Wow.
You don't have to look at it to do it. You feel it?
Yeah.
Now that's your anchor, that's your yasa, that's your strength, that's your power, that's your rootedness in the present, in your body, in the earth. Now the secondary attention that we want to bring is the sideways movement. Take the left arm slightly up, inhale the breath, and move from the rib cage out and over the leg, exhaling. So this is the Vairagya part. This is the letting go. If you don't let go of your hamstrings, you can't move into the pose. But if you let go entirely of your legs, you'll fall down. So we have the balance of down and rooted with soft movement. How does it feel?
Love it.
Do you feel light in your upper body?
Yes.
Okay. And up you come. Now, I want to make another idea for you, create another image for you. You know how the femur bone is round and it comes into the acetabulum? So the acetabulum is lined with this pearl-colored lining, this cartilage. It's very wet and beautiful. And so when you take the pose this time,
yeah.
I want you to think about your pelvis rolling like a giant ball over the stability of your femur in that cathedral dome-like shape of the acetabulum rolling over the stability of the femur. So we'll take our Abhyasa Vairagya to the hip joint. Shall we? Turn your front toes out a little bit. Inhale your breath, anchor your back leg. Now, as you go, inhaling, exhaling, roll the pelvis. Just let it pour over the stability of that front leg. Exhale, 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 exhale. How's that?
Oh, it's lovely.
Didn't it change your pose?
Yeah.
So come up and come back over to us.
It's like doing the pose from the hip joint. It's really fun.
So did you find that the way you thought about the pose changed your experience of it?
Mm-hmm.
That has a name. It's called perspective.
Yeah.
That's what the practice of yoga is all about. Reordering our perspective. It's not about changing anything. It's about reordering our perspective.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Namaste.
Namaste. I want to tell people.
Asana.
I want to tell people, if you're interested in this connection between the asana and the philosophy, it's what Mom does so brilliantly in our Yoga Journal digital course, which they are re-releasing now. Here's the link, LizzieLasater.com/sutra. I made a shortcut on my website. If you go there, you'll be able to watch a little promo video about the course, and they're offering the first 100 students who sign up a $100 discount. Here's the code. I made you a little card, Lasater100, and you'll get $100 off. So if you want to stay in touch with us, with Mom and me and all of our other new and exciting digital projects, please visit www.experientialanatomy.yoga. And until then, sending you all a big namaste across the skies.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.